Hey, YouTube. Okay, so per Mike Stevens' comment about this so-called evidence. Okay, first of all, they never connected the white Elantra to Koberger until after the DNA test came back from the knife sheath. Okay. Now, first of all, there's tons of Hyundai Elantras in that area, white ones. It was said that the people that owned that house had sold a white Hyundai Elantra to someone that the students know. Okay, now that's just, I can't confirm that, but that's just one, Okay, secondly, the Hyundai Elantra was not seen leaving the crime scene. It was caught on a video camera at the gas station a few streets over and down in another neighborhood after that. Okay, now, we know Brian didn't have many friends, but he did have some. Okay, for instance, let's say Dylan's boyfriend Jake, for instance. Okay, let's say he knew him and he said, hey, can I get a ride to my girlfriend's house? And Brian dropped him off. Maybe he had the knife with him and had Brian take a look at it. Maybe somebody was trying to sell that knife in the past and Brian had looked at it, because they have not connected this knife as Brian owning it. They have not connected it to him. Then there's his neighbor across the hall in Pullman in the apartments who owns K-Bar knives. Okay, that I don't even think they ever searched his apartment, but the day after the murders, he had threatened his roommates and had shot up the apartments, and the police shot and killed him. Okay? Now, he had an opportunity to set Brian up. Whoever the killer is knows Brian and has tried to set him up, because there was a whole bunch of social media accounts made. And anonymous, one said, hey, I'm in PA, but you'll never find me. I mean, the other one was Papa Rogers on Facebook. It stated about the knife sheath before it ever came out in the news. So whoever that is the killer. Now, if they could connect those social media sites to Brian directly, well, then, that's different. But so far they haven't. So really the knife sheath could be explained, and it's touch DNA, and they matched his dad's DNA, where he threw out trash, and, he's OCD, so of course he wore gloves. He probably wears gloves for a lot of things. And it was said that he threw it in the neighbor's trash can. Well, maybe his was full. I've done it. I've thrown my trash in the neighbor's trash can when mine was full. So, I mean, to me, none of this is odd. But anyway, because of the knife sheath, they connected the white Elantra. Okay, which they didn't know Brian even owned until after that evidence. So the knife sheath could really be explained away. It's weak DNA. It's touch DNA. Y'all could look that up, Google it. It's very weak. It's not great evidence to begin with. But he could have touched that knife sheath. It could have been for sale anywhere, and he could have looked at it. I mean, but I'm more inclined to believe that he knows the person that did this murder, and this person was doing everything to set him up, because let's face it, Brian's not stupid. He's not going to say, hey, here I am, I'm the killer, come get me, on social media platforms, several of them. No, nobody's that dumb. Okay? So, the white Elantra, like I said, there's a whole bunch of them. Just because he owns a white Elantra does not mean he's the killer. Just because his DNA is on that knife sheath button does not mean he's the killer. More apt to mean that he's being set up. Okay, because how have they found nothing in his vehicle, nothing of him in the house? Now, they said that the students that was killed fought back. You mean to tell me not one of his hairs was left behind? There's no marks on him at all. He went to the doctor like a day or two later. There's no marks on the guy. They fought back now. This was gruesome. These people fought back, probably as hard as they could. So you mean to tell me he left none of his DNA in that house? How? There's no DNA in his car? How? Now I'm waiting to see what kind of DNA comes out of this apartment thing. So far, they've tested one blood spot, but they haven't said what it showed. And I'm thinking the reason why they haven't is because they don't have that smoking gun just yet. I'm waiting to see the smoking gun. But from what I'm looking at right now, I don't see him as being guilty. Okay, I'll be back with more and more thorough. I'm going to try. All right, take care.